it's not just in error, it's outrageous to do something like that. Absolutely outrageous to do something.
So the press's behavior is outrageous.
It's outrageous. And then in those confessions, there are statements like, and this man looked at me and he looked like a human bomb. I mean, what kind of journalism is that?
So when, as a result, as many people have said, this collusion, as you called it, between the police and the press leads to Jamia Nagar or Azamgarh being thought of as terrorist hubs, as breeding grounds for terrorism, how unfortunate is that?
It's not just unfortunate, it's very dangerous, because we have now a situation in which 150 million Muslims and an equal number of Dalits and Adivasis in a different set of circumstances are being targeted in this way. Even if 0.5% of them stop putting their heads down and suffering and decide to hit back, life as we knew it is over. A whole generation is radicalized, and India becomes a threat not just to itself but to the rest of the world.
You're actually saying something very important. You're saying that this behavior by the police, this sort of uncritical reporting by the press, is actually going to end up creating alienation and breeding the very terrorism we think we're controlling.
Yes, that, and that this is a recipe for sliding into fascism. And we are bang in the middle of it now. And this is how it works.
Why does the Indian middle class society that is so proud of calling itself a liberal democracy accept this?
Well, I don't think we are proud of that any longer. You know, we are increasingly accepting the fact that we are a police state, and the sort of dovetailing of democracy into majoritarianism, into fascism, is something that is a real danger now.
So you're saying that the middle class no longer stands up for the liberal values it claims to believe in. It's actually, in a sense, accepting these horrible shortcuts and therefore colluding.
It is.
You really mean that?
I mean that. And someday...
It's a very strong criticism. You really mean it.
I do, and I feel that someday, like the Nazis in Germany, we will be called upon to answer for what we've done and why we kept quiet while this was happening.
I get the feeling that you're deeply disillusioned with the Indian middle classes.
It's not just the middle classes, you know. It's a framework that we are putting into action now, which has, I mean, I've spent 10 years writing about it and thinking about it, and I think we are in a very, very dangerous situation now. And if we are going to write it, all of us have to ask ourselves some very serious questions about when we choose to speak out and when we choose to keep quiet.
But in keeping quiet, as you're suggesting Indians today are prepared to do, they're not just betraying essential values that they claim they believe in, they're actually betraying themselves and letting down their country. That's really the case you're making.
I'm making that case, and I'm saying that with these policies that we are pursuing, today India, every ordinary Indian citizen's life is going to be at risk, and we will pay very heavily for the consequences of what's going on now.
So this is virtually the last moment to stand up and be identified with the values we claim to believe in. Otherwise, those values are gone and our lives are gone.
Absolutely.
That's not an exaggeration.
Nope, not at all. Not at all.
Arundhati Roy, a pleasure talking to you on Devil's Advocate.
Thank you.